So once it comes out there, that goes straight into the intake manifold, or the side of the intake manifold somewhere. Now the intake manifold has got quite a few little holes, a lot of them, for bypasses. Let's see, the IAC air comes in through the throttle body and goes through those two passages there. And that's what meters the air. Those two little guys. So you want to make sure that those are always clean. Actually, I have this upside down, sorry. So they're actually on the top of the housing. And then the air comes through the IAC there, all over the place actually. Just holes all over that. The air flows all through there, and then through here, and somehow it makes that plunger inside of there do its thing and that thing, and I honestly don't know. Mechanically, I'm not mechanically inclined, so I'm not exactly sure how it does it, but it does. Otherwise it wouldn't exist. So that is the inside of your throttle body and your IAC. Pretty good looks all around. Still got to take that out. Probably a good idea if you remove your throttle position sensor before you start cleaning. Another thought that occurred to me is eye protection. Use it. If you're messing with carburetor cleaner or degreaser or throttle body cleaner or brake cleaner, that stuff is seriously messed up, and I accidentally got myself in the eye, seriously, the other night, and then my eye burned the entire night. That was actually pretty scary, and I did not have eye protection on. Really stupid, really scary. Wear eye protection. That's the inside of the throttle position sensor. There's the sensor itself. All it does is fits right into those two little grooves, and it's an electronic switch. Because after all, this is the throttle body. That's a throttle body butterfly valve, throttle position sensor. I could have called it throttle body position sensor. It lets you, the computer, know how much the throttle is open. Mechanically, there's not really a lot to this. So if your throttle position sensor fails, it's more than likely going to be something within the unit itself, some of the electronics. I really don't see this thing going bad. I mean, this is a 16-year-old throttle position sensor. It looks brand new inside. This is the first time it's ever been opened. Now that might get a little bit worn, but again, that's 16 years old. So if you got something wrong, it's got to be electronic, otherwise you're putting serious amounts of wear on your throttle body, like stop and go traffic with rage. Well, now that I have it dissected and disassembled, I can see how good of a cleaning I did, and let me just tell you, it was piss poor. So now I have a wire brush. This is a wire detailing brush for rims. This thing is awesome. Get down into here, clean up against the sides. The hardest part is to get up in those little areas next to the throttle body, butterfly valve where it connects, and the rod in the middle. It's easy to get down around here, but getting close is really hard. So the wire brush is great for that because the wires are stiff and can get in there somewhat. You're not going to get all the way up there, so you're just going to have to buy a whole bunch, probably about 2 cans of carb cleaner, and spray the heck out of it. I'd recommend carb or brake cleaner just for that part, as long as everything else is disassembled and not in place on your car. If it's out of your car, you can use carb or brake cleaner. You need something really caustic because it's going to be carbonized, or I think that's what they did to Han Solo. I don't know the term, but you know what I mean. Okay, I've been cleaning for a while now, and it's looking pretty clean. Taking the wire brush to most of it. With such a thorough cleaning, I have discovered that there is in fact a way to get liquid down into the TPS. The TPS is in fact not waterproof. On the lower side of that butterfly valve, right at the bottom, there's a tiny little gap there, and right up against the sidewall, and that leads to the TPS, and it's not watertight, so liquid can get through there through the throttle valve. So let's say this is the right way up. So let's say you spray throttle cleaner up against that side valve, the very side of the butterfly valve. It is possible, if you clean this in place, to get liquid into your TPS. I don't think it would short it out unless you do a lot. So if you're cleaning it in place, try and stay away from the left side of the butterfly valve. I just ran up to the store, got a new throttle body gasket, AutoZone. They do have them. It is the correct one for my 95 626 2-liter. They'd probably give you the same exact one for the Ford Prober MX6 2-liter of the same year. But what you can't get is the IAC gasket. So you're going to have to get some Felpro. The blue gasket material was about $8, so I'm guessing that stuff is probably going to be about $10 or $11 for just a 2x2 sheet of, might be 2x4. I'm not exactly sure how big it is, but anyway, you get the idea. You are going to have to make your own IAC gasket. No way around that. Dealers don't sell them. Autoport stores don't have them. They'll probably look at you funny if you even ask for one. I could be wrong. Hey, I could be wrong. If they're available somewhere, awesome. Let me know. For some reason, this guy gets stuck and doesn't want to get unstuck unless you cram on the gas pedal, and it'll get unstuck. And once it's unstuck, then you're free to accelerate all you want. But once you come to a stop, it gets stuck again. Then you gotta kick the throttle or kick the accelerator pedal, and it gets unstuck again. So I figured out the problem with that is my actual throttle body, and I'm gonna have to get that replaced, and I got a feeling it's not gonna be a cheap part. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna reassemble everything and put it back on, and that should do it for the IAC and throttle body cleaning.